This is crazy. Dude, it's not even like
French fries.
That's the one. That's the one. I need that. I need that.
Oh my god. Do you win anything?
Did I win anything?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. Today we're going to the historic Meiji Jingu shrine, and then we're gonna do a bunch of shopping.
In Shibuya and harajuku, and then we might hit up. Huh?
Take a right.
Take a
That's some
right.
nice graffiti.
And then we might hit up Akihabara after that. Depends on how long I'm looking at everything in every single store, and if I get to film in there too. See you later.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
This is the compact.
What is that?
Magical Do-Re-Mi. I used to watch this when I was a child. It's a mirror, and this is the little compact chewers.
Oh,
There's like
okay.
2 different ones, but this is so cute. This is perfect, exactly what I wanted.
I want to get a Miku. I want that one. Please tell me we got Miku. Let's fucking go.
Miku.
I'm very happy with what I got.
Did we get Kuni? I think we got Kuni.
Inaccurate. Kuni has melanated beans. Yeah.
Summarizes all of my money. Only do it if I like all of them. If one of them is ugly, I'm not doing it. This one or this one for this one?
I want you to get this one. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's okay. We can still use it. Yes! Yay! 31 more.
No.
Okay.
Chill out.
It's kind of ugly. I'm gonna do it again.
Why'd you get the same one? I'll be tight.
I got the puppy.
I like that one.
Puppy's cute. We got this one and this one.
What was this supposed to be? Oh, it's a bird? So you on the hunt for that one character, right? Utahime? Usahime? What's Usa Rabbit? Hana. Oh, I fucked that all the way up.
Isn't she so cute? That's the one that I got from you.
This one's black. She got a little afro going on. I like this one. Hamtaro vibes.
Yeah. I got this for Megan. And then this for my mom. Oh.
I like that the dog has like real fur on the top of his head.
You got this for me last time.
Usahana.
Put this on.
He's gonna be so mad. My son is gonna be furious. You know he don't like clothes, and these ones are like tight too.
Look at Mocha. Best girl. She's brown.
seen everybody line up?
Oh my god, I want to ride. Hi, you have made it to the end of this video. I am so sorry it took me forever to upload anything. I faced a bit of health complications last summer, which is why there's been a huge gap in my uploads, which I'll talk about later. But for a bit of context regarding this vlog, Julian and I were in Japan February of 2024, so last year, and we were in Tokyo for 2 weeks. This is just one of the many vlogs I will be sharing. In the next part of my Japan vlog series, we took a day trip to Mount Fuji, which is just outside of Tokyo, and we also visited Fuji-Q Highland, which is an amusement park, so I hope you're excited to watch that. And if you spontaneously stumbled upon this video, hello, my name is Radhia. I am a Bangladeshi American illustrator born and raised in New York City. Both Julian and I are from New York City, so going from one very overstimulating city to a place like Tokyo wasn't a major difference for us. It was pretty easy picking up on specific etiquette just by observing people around us. A small example would be noticing that people stood on the left side of the escalator and walked up the right versus here, where it's like the opposite. There are also markings along the floor of the train station that show you the direction of foot traffic, which is immensely helpful in busy stations. Also, if you didn't know, Shinjuku Station is one of the busiest stations in the world. I thought Times Square was my nightmare. Shinjuku Station is definitely up there. I am so jealous of how efficient the trains are in Japan versus here because it's so much cleaner, almost always on time. People will actually queue up for each car before the train arrives into the station, and there are safety barriers so people don't fall into the tracks. Like, New York does have some of these things, but it's like crudely put together. The MTA needs to start taking notes because I feel like the mere sight of Chambers Street Station would put a Japanese person into a coma. I'm just very passionate about public transit, so when I go to other cities and the public transit is top notch, I'm like, please, like, the MTA services so many people. We really need to start implementing this here. I also appreciated how many vending machines there were everywhere, even on train station platforms, and the fact that they're affordable, and not only can you get hot or cold drinks, but sometimes there's even snacks, or you can buy like portable chargers and it doesn't cost like a ridiculous amount of money. There are also so many convenience stores, and walking into a Japanese 7-Eleven, it's as though you're in two different universes. Like the American 7-Eleven and Japanese 7-Eleven, I was in disbelief that it was even the same franchise. There's also so much more variety and healthy options at a Japanese convenience store versus going into like a 7-Eleven here where your only option is like a hot dog or like a glazed donut. I know that the yen conversion is a lot lower than the US dollar right now, but even if it was like a 1-to-1 ratio, eating out in Japan is just so much more affordable than in New York, and honestly most major cities in the US. And I love that you can order meal sets, so you're not kind of stuck with like one dish. You have a bunch of side dishes. It'll be like a soup, salad, rice, pickle, and a drink, and it would be like less than $15. Obviously this varies based on like where you're going, but a bit of context, and on the topic of food, I don't eat meat, so you'll see a lot of vegan/vegetarian friendly places I ended up going to. A wonderful resource that I found was this website called Itadaki Health, and this made finding places I could eat at so much easier. In a major city like Tokyo, it was surprisingly easy to find vegan specific spots or vegan friendly options on menus because it's considered trendy. And the bonus part is that the food was really good. I don't think I had a single disappointing meal on my trip. If you're vegan or have any dietary restrictions, I'm hoping you can enjoy some of the places I went to during my Japan vlog series. I should also mention that both Julian and I know how to speak Japanese. I took 4 years of Japanese in high school, very basic, like elementary school level Japanese, okay? To visit a country and speak the native language unlocks a completely different level of connection with both the culture and the people who live there that I don't think I would have gotten if I had only spoken English or depended on a translation app. Day one,
In Japan, I was so scared of talking to anybody, so I made Julian do the interacting for me. I also have social anxiety, so not only am I fumbling in English, I'm also fumbling in a language that I don't speak every day. It's just so bizarre because I've studied this language for so long, and I'm finally in the place of origin where people are using it every day to communicate. And I think it took one minor interaction at Family Mart, like the second morning. I got myself like an iced coffee, and I was so nervous because Julian didn't come along with me, and I was able to interact with the cashier in Japanese just fine. Like, my Japanese wasn't perfect, but I survived that interaction. After that, something just clicked into my brain, and I realized the only way I was going to get better at speaking was to speak Japanese while I was there. I am proud of myself for making an effort and actually overcoming my fear and anxiety of not being perfect or sounding silly. And I could tell my effort to communicate in Japanese was also appreciated by the people I spoke to. But there were some moments where they were gassing me up. They were like, Nihongo jozu. And I was like, no, not really. Another point that I wanted to mention is that this was my first international flight. I did not have the privilege of taking family vacations. I just didn't grow up financially fortunate. The closest I got to experiencing Japan was through pop culture, whether it be manga, anime, video games, etc., or watching other people's vlogs on YouTube and vicariously traveling with them. All I had was access to the internet, so I remember the day I discovered Sanrio Pureland, which is a Sanrio theme park. I was so mesmerized, but also really sad because I didn't think it would be possible for me to afford visiting Japan, let alone understand anything, because I didn't understand Japanese at the time. So the thought of taking an international flight and buy stuff was surreal. I'm so grateful I got to take this trip. I know my younger self feels incredibly healed and fulfilled. This wouldn't have been possible without the people who have supported me through this channel or on my shop and my Patreon. And the biggest thank you to my Japanese teachers throughout high school for giving me the valuable knowledge of learning a completely different language. I know it's been more than a year since filming the footage you just saw. I am essentially reliving my first time there and taking you guys along with me as I edit these videos. If you are someone who enjoys anime, manga, stationery, trinkets, art supplies, J-fashion, makeup, cute things, stay tuned. I'm also going to film a giant ass haul once all of the videos are up. And to the people who have been watching my videos for quite some time, as you can tell, I haven't uploaded in a while. The moment I got back home from Japan, I was immediately preparing for Mocha Festival in March, which is a huge illustration fair. So I was back in New York mid-February, and then I had a couple of weeks to readjust my sleep schedule while also preparing for this illustration festival. And then in April, I moved into this studio space, so I had to move my entire workspace into here, and it took around 2 months to adjust into this space because this is much larger than when I was working out of my living room at home. I reopened my shop for the summer and did another market at Stationery Fest with Yoseika Stationery at the beginning of August. Stationery Fest was a huge hit, and I can't wait to share a separate vlog on that. However, last summer I experienced probably one of the worst periods of burnout I've ever had in my life. And because I was ignoring all of the signs of burnout and wondering why I wasn't working as efficiently, I kept pushing myself harder and my physical health started to deteriorate. I started to question if I was dealing with chronic illness, which is partly true. I'm someone who takes medication for my anxiety, and this was the first summer I was on SSRIs. It felt like my body was doing backflips. I am not a doctor, but allegedly, if you take SSRIs, it can make you more prone to heat exhaustion and heat stroke, which I did not know at the time. So not only was I burnt out, I was having random panic attacks and fainting spells. I grew up in poverty, which makes my relationship with work and productivity incredibly strained, to the point where I don't know when to take a break or notice when it quite literally manifests into physical health issues. Last summer, I just kept pushing myself to work harder. I was so pumped about having the studio and kind of like growing as an artist and also as a business owner. And in being a freelance artist, I am my own boss. I don't have any financial assistance from my family nor my partner. Like, this is a solo dolo, single brain cell operation run by me. So in ignoring all the signs of burnout, I paid the ultimate price with my physical well-being. There was so much happening internally that I wasn't paying attention to. Evidently, this seeped into my workflow, which ended up delaying vlog uploads, Patreon rewards. I even ended up having to cancel a couple of shop updates that I look forward to, and I didn't feel quite present for the remaining art markets that I had for the year. So reflecting upon that a year later, I refuse to go through that nightmare again. It is so important for me to nourish myself creatively. I have been freelancing for about 5 years now, and obviously, like, I'm much older. I think when I started, I was 22. And now I'm 27. So the way I need to take care of myself has changed. I find that taking multiple breaks throughout my day is a lot more efficient than powering through work and looking forward to like this giant break or vacation. It's so important for me to find enrichment in creativity, whether that be seeing a couple of my artist friends or going to a museum, watching a movie, playing a video game, or simply taking some time to draw in my sketchbook and making art for the sake of making art and not to sort of like market, sell it, you know, just creating for the sake of creativity. And now that it is summer again, taking more caution on the days that's extra hot. We've been going through so many heat waves in New York City. Even if you're someone who is not taking medication, please make sure you are hydrating. Even if you don't feel thirsty, replenish those electrolytes, get one of those like portable fans, wear SPF, okay? No one is safe from the sun. I'm so relieved that I'm a much nicer person to myself now, and reminding myself that in being my own boss, I have the privilege and ability to shorten my workday or take breaks as needed. And it can be incredibly difficult to stay creative when the world constantly feels like it's on fire, which is why I'm grateful for having such a supportive and uplifting niche art community on YouTube. I'm just glad to be here, to be back. I have so many studio updates I want to share with you guys, so I hope you don't mind watching footage from last year. Please remember to treat yourself gently, do something nice for yourself, drink some water. I have been talking for a while now, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!